Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Motorway range test in the Polestar 2 standard range single motor. So in this video, we're going to find out just how far this car can go on a full charge of battery on the motorway at motorway speeds. And yes guys, this is the 2022 model, the one with the 64 kilowatt hour battery pack, gross capacity 61 kilowatt hours of net battery capacity. And yes, there's also now available for order a 2023 model year Polestar 2 standard range single motor with a 69 kilowatt hour battery pack. But I wanted to do some last testing with this car before that new model arrives in late summer, early fall. So it's going to be very interesting because we have done this test earlier with this car, though the conditions were not as good as they are today. So today we have 22 degrees Celsius, dry and nice roads, and we have a crosswind from the west of about 2 meters per second. Last time we did this test, we were able to go 280 kilometers, but it was like 13 degrees Celsius and rainy or wet at least on the roads. So I'm hoping we will be able to cross that 300 kilometer mark. So that's going to be very exciting. And also, per usual guys, this video is sponsored by Eviny Bilkraft, the providers of the chargers we are currently connected to. They're one of the biggest and largest providers of fast, lightning and rapid charging here in Norway, and they have chargers all across the country. And they have an awesome app that won't only show you, your charging speed, your charging cost, but it will actually give you a charging curve of your charging session. So that's pretty awesome. So if you live anywhere close to a Eviny Bilkraft charger or you want to support the channel, hit that, link down below in the description box for Android and Apple where you can download the app. So before we get started guys, today's test is a 233 kilometer route. Starting here at Skedsmosenteret, we're going north to the Midpoint and then back again. Speed limits on this road is 110 kilometers an hour or about 70 miles per hour. So we're about 80% state of charge now. We're going to go maybe to 90, disconnect, be on our way, and I'll see you guys on the road. We've now been on the road for about 26 minutes and passing the windsock here on Minnesundbrua, it seems pretty calm. And look at the mirrors also guys, so it doesn't seem to be too much wind outside, though we should have a crosswind from the west, which is on our left, of about 2 meters per second. Looking at the consumption, we are at 19.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is not bad at all. We just dipped below 20 kilometers per 120 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers up the road, and yeah, if we stay below 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, that is pretty impressive. We're currently running the software version P1.7. I made a video previously where I said this car had the latest software update, but apparently there is a 2.1 out there, but this car does not have that. And when I tried to go update it, there's no updates available. It just says the car has the latest update. So that is a bit weird. Let me know in the comment section down below why that is the case, why this says it has the latest software update, but there obviously is, a newer version. Other than that, a really nice day. Temperatures at around 20 degrees Celsius now, and yeah, it's just dry and nice outside. We are on winter tires though. I haven't had, this car fitted with the summer tires yet. So, I mean, maybe that will give a little bit less road resistance and lower consumption. I don't know. That seems to be, a debated topic as to whether summer tires or winter tires, give the best consumption or not. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I'm very interested to know. So guys, we're just going to continue on now. And yeah, hopefully the weather stays the same. It looks like not a lot of clouds outside. And I'll catch up with you guys once we get to our turnaround point. Okay guys, here we are. This is our turnaround point. On our left side here, this building on our left side is wooden structure built out of wood and glass solely. No other different type of materials like metals and stuff like that. Is, yeah, the Midpoint, the tallest wooden inhabited building in the world. I would say a residential building or, yeah, commercial building, whatever. There's a hotel there also. So this is our turnaround point by this brand new Shell station here, where they also have some recharge chargers that we're going to try out at some point. Look at how many. It must have been like 20, so that's pretty cool. So consumption 19.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, guys. That is not bad at all. But of course, as we exit the motorway and then we go on the off ramp that's on a decline here down to this roundabout, often we do gain a few 0.1 or 0.2 kilowatt hours in reduced consumption. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the consumption rises or drops on our way back to Oslo, because yes, the wind showed a slight wind from the southwest, but it looked to be more like a western wind in my opinion. And we're driving from, you know, our start point up here, we're driving just north. So you can see now on the map here, or maybe you can't see, it should say south, but no, it doesn't say our compass direction in any sense. But okay guys, we are now on the southbound side of the E6 motorway here, and we're going to continue on now. Though it's, you know, it's a little bit more cloudy here than it was in Oslo, I don't think it's going to rain. So we're going to continue on now guys, and I'll catch up with you once we get back to our endpoint at Skedsmosentra. Interestingly enough guys, the weather here closer to Oslo is much nicer. Look at this, barely a single cloud on the sky, and we have 22 degrees Celsius outside. Finally, a little bit of summer here in eastern Norway. It's been quite a cold, you know, spring thus far, and now that we are in June, it's about time that we have, you know, some nice and warm weather. So, stop the clock at 2 hours and 2 minutes. We're going to go back to the charger where we started. We're going to connect to it and see what kind of charging speed we do get now after 2 hours on the road with an ambient temperature of around 22 degrees Celsius. And then after that, we're going to put this car into chart and see how it actually compares to, well, this car the last time we did the test, and also other competition, to see is this well worth it, you know, getting this car at this price point. You know, this is the entry-level version of the Polestar 2, and here in Norway at least it starts at 369,000 kroners. That's about 37,000 euros. So it's a quite competitive priced vehicle. So let's take a look at the consumption. We are down to, or up to, where do we have it? 20.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that has risen a little bit. So we're going to go to the chargers here. The mall is now closed because it is a national holiday today. And then we're going to check what kind of speed we do get now at, what's the battery percentage? Let's go ahead and collapse this. It is at 13% state of charge. We're now connected. As you guys can see, we are at 13% state of charge. And down there to the right, you can see the charging speed in kilowatts. And it seems to be, as always, picking up a little bit slowly on this platformer vehicle. But once it gets going, you know, it's going to hit that peak speed probably. And in this car, it's 100, I think it's 120 kilowatts or 125 kilowatts, or right around about that. It's about, you know, twice the size as the battery. The battery pack here is 64 kilowatt hours, so multiply that by 2, or maybe do the net capacity, 61 kilowatt hours, divide that and multiply that by 2, you're going to get around 122 kilowatts. But it seems like we're now plateauing at 109 kilowatts. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to check in at around maybe like 25 or 30%. We may get a little bit more speed then and see if we, you know, peak at that 120 kilowatt charging speed. Okay, at 31% state of charge, and it doesn't seem like we're getting any higher speed than 113 kilowatts. So this platform may not charge quicker than 113, 115, but I'm pretty sure I've seen 120, but I may be mistaken. I may be confusing that with the Volvo XC40 P6 I drove recently, you know, the one with the 69 kilowatt hour battery pack. So 113 kilowatts, peak speed, 33% state of charge, yeah. Before we enter this video, let's take a look at the battery pack size, the consumption, and then calculate theoretical range. So, as I said earlier in this video, this car has a net battery capacity of 61 kilowatt hours. We take that number, divided by the consumption, 20.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract about 3% in heat loss, we get a theoretical range under today's conditions of 291 kilometers. And on the onset, that seems a little bit disappointing. Only 11 kilometers more than when we did this test last year with much worse weather. I mean, it was raining and it was colder. But if you look at the average speed, there is a clue, because we did today's test in 2 hours and 2 minutes. And I think the last time we did this test, it was 2 hours and 5 minutes. That gives us today an average speed of almost 5 kilometers an hour quicker. And that means, you know, less range. So I'm pretty sure if we did the same speed, we would have eked out maybe another 5, 6, maybe even 9 kilometers of range, hitting that magical 300 kilometers of range number. But I mean, that's speculating, but we would get a little bit more. But I was hoping we would be able to, you know, hit that 300, break that 300 kilometer barrier. It was looking good earlier, but, you know, on our way down from Chesmo or from Mist Tower, we did have a little bit more of that, you know, headwind, it does seem. And the reason we're doing, you know, driving here to there and back again, this is called ABA testing. So it eliminates the wind direction, it eliminates elevation changes, and it eliminates road conditions. So we're going from one place to another and then back again. That's the best way to do this. If we did a loop, there would have been slight variations, you know, not driving on the same type of road, and it would have been very accurate. But this type of testing, ABA testing, in my opinion, I think is the most accurate. So guys, still, if you look at all the other cars on the chart down below, nothing is as cheap as this car getting this range. So even though I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't hit that, you know, 300 kilometer number, it's still the best range for the buck in my opinion in the EV world today. So guys, let me know what you think down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys today, and goodbye.